Welcome to Hoovie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube. And no, this isn't my Ford Lightning EV. That is indeed sold. It is my wife's 2017 Bentley Bentayga. But I have a very interesting update on the Ford Lightning pickup truck. The day after I sold it, the dealers that I sold it to, that I eventually bought my Corvette Z06 from, sold it to a local Ford dealership. One of the people who works at the Ford dealership drove it home, and they were greeted with a horrible message that evening, which actually Rob, the other half of the ownership on the Lightning, got as a text saying there was a major problem with the battery system. Rob called me up immediately when he got this alert on his phone saying the car had failed, and he was very worried, since we hadn't been paid yet, that we weren't going to get paid because the truck broke, and well, it's in warranty. I wasn't that worried about it, and it was already sold. But I thought perhaps maybe the Ford dealership bought the truck to maybe fix another one, because I know the car has two batteries. Of course, there's the big giant battery pack that propels the car, but also the normal sort of 12 voltage battery like what every car has, but it's special in that Ford, and if they fail, it's a big weight. But if the big giant battery fails, it is a major weight, because obviously Ford is struggling to keep up with the production. There's so much demand for them that there's not a lot of spare parts. And since this is a very early technology and a very early build vehicle, well, there are a few of these breaking from what I can see, and it is a very long wait. So the dealer that bought the car texted the dealer that sold it to him and was complaining about it, saying, well, I have no idea when we're going to be able to have this thing fixed. It's under warranty, but we don't know when we're going to get a battery. Basically, all it will do is go 1 mile an hour around the parking lot, and it won't do anything else. So the battery has completely failed, which may explain why I was seeing such terrible economy, if you will, electric economy, when it came to towing, when it came to driving in the cold. Maybe it had a bad cell or two and it was on its way out, and that's why the performance was so bad. But it seems like a lot of Lightning owners are experiencing similar things when they drive the car normally in the cold, not when they're trying to hypermile it. And that's why I've said throughout all this that electric cars, they're great, they're fun, they're amazing, but they're really, when it comes to trucks, not ready for prime time. In normal environments, at normal highway speeds, the towing range is severely diminished, and you have to put up with a lot of BS to own one of them. But I'm not anti-EV. I mean, I take a lot of BS just to own all of these hoopties, which is what we're going to experience today. First, we're going to head up to the Car Wizards, and you're going to see all the perils of internal combustion, all the problems I have to deal with modern and vintage internal combustion cars, which as they get newer, they're getting more and more complicated, more and more troublesome, harder to keep on the road, and electric cars, in theory, are much simpler. You have a battery, you have a power inverter, converter, whatever, and then the drive motors, whether you have 1, 2, 3, or 4. It is very, very simple compared to modern internal combustion cars, with turbos and cylinder deactivation for maximum fuel economy, all the crazy stuff to meet emissions, especially with diesels, which are so impractical. I thought one way to show this would be to have my million-mile Ram not start in this horrible weather we're having. It's actually negative 40 degrees out with the wind chill, but then take a look at this. The darn thing started, but usually the diesels struggle to start. I have a friend whose modern diesel struggled to start in all of this, so that Dodge is just a freak. But up at the Car Wizards, you'll see all the troubles I go through to maintain these modern vehicles. And then, well, my wife's Bentley here, it's due for an oil change, which on an electric vehicle, you don't have to do oil changes. But on this car, it's like $700, $800 from the Bentley dealer. Supposedly a little bit involved, which is why it is so expensive on this W12 twin turbo engine. So we're going to do that as well. But first, let's head up to the Car Wizards. Well, Wizard, we just wrapped up the C8 Z06 video. We saw it was really cool, but definitely really tight in some places as far as serviceability. And the electric battery on my Ford Lightning has failed. That's what the start of this video has been about.
Really?
Yeah, I sold it the next day. The battery shot, just dead.
What are they going to do about that?
Well, it's warranty, but they don't know when they're going to get a replacement, so...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it explains maybe some of my bad performance. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you were the perfect guy to test it. You are the best towing channel on YouTube. I mean...
Absolutely, I'm not. But I swear I'm not anti-EV. I like electric vehicles. I understand these cars are getting really complicated. I live it every single day, issues with internal combustion cars and what a nightmare they are. You do too. Yeah. I mean, and you choose to, like this Cadillac North Star, you just drop the engine out of to do head studs, and if it leaks, you'd have to drop it out again, basically the subframe, to fix those leaks.
Yep.
And then you've got a transmission, and then you've got a rear end, which with this one, the rear end's noisy on this car. That needs to be replaced. With an electric car, you have a battery and you have a drive motor. There's not a transmission to go bad,
Right.
the rear differential. But we really haven't done anything on this car yet, right?
No, nothing's been done to that.
Okay, the Jaguar though, the engine's back in.
Yep.
It is running.
It's running, it's leak-free. My rear main seal trick worked. I got the pre-shaped rear main seal. The rope, it's actually the original rope seal, but it's pre-shaped and made.
Once again, no rear main seal on EVs, but yes,
Yeah.
very old rope seal, which is holding steady. Yeah, it's not tripping under there. But we're waiting on parts from England, huh?
A blower motor wheel and a blower motor. It's actually, the parts are here in America, but they're in customs, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Huh. Well, that's a bummer.
We're waiting on that.
I definitely need a heater if I'm going to drive it at all this winter.
Yep.
But beautiful inline six. And then the Bronco, OJ spec.
It is. It's back to OJ spec again.
It is done?
Yeah, it's done.
Well, let's see. Oh yeah. No more horrible squeak.
Yep.
So that was the weird subframe bushings, or?
It was the radius rod bushings here. You see, they're black.
Yeah.
They had red polyurethane ones, and they were noisy and squeaky. We just put them back.
Very squeaky. And then it was very wandery on the highway, so hopefully we have sway bars again, huh?
Yep, we got a good used one off of Flea Bay.
Oh, very nice.
Bolted up nicely. Now the swaying is gone.
And then what about my pinging and misfiring?
So somebody before you put a new distributor in. They didn't even tighten it down. It was just floppy loose.
Okay.
The timing was way off. We got it timed where it's supposed to be and tightened it down. It's happy.
That's Euro Asian Bob's Jag. Are you fixing it?
No, that's not Euro Asian Bob's Jag anymore.
You bought it.
I bought it.
You sold your yacht
Yes.
and you bought a Jaguar.
Yes.
This is the opposite of years ago where you sold a green Jaguar and traded it for a boat.
A Mark Twain boat.
Yeah, but that was a terrible Jaguar. This one's really nice, and an XJ12. Extremely rare. It's like 80,000 miles on it, right?
Yeah, 83.
Wow. Aren't you fancy now?
I love this car. It's like a Cadillac, but with European styling. It's so nice.
British Racing Green.
Yeah,
The 49 Cadillac's also on the ground, so is that fixed?
it is fixed.
And do I have heat?
You have heat. You got your oil leaks fixed. There was 2 oil leaks and a coolant leak. You had a fuel pump issue that we solved. We did quite a lot of little things to it, but it's all happy again. Oh, and your fuel gauge works again.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind EV swapping a car like this, but the Cadillac 500 under there is so smooth and nice. This thing is built so well. And having a heater, well, now I can drive it during the winter. But it's not all good news, right?
Not always.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows and beautiful Jaguar V12s. Unfortunately, we had some issues with the GT350, right?
It runs and drives fine. The clutch is beautiful. It's so much better. But I think you're not going to like the vibration. It's like a massage parlor.
So before, this thing had a racing clutch in it that was an on-off switch and super hard. I mean, almost impossible to drive unless you're going flat out on a racetrack. And, well, I'm not that good of a racing driver, so even if I was out on the track, I would struggle with it. But, oh! You found a clutch from, what, a flathead, you said?
Well, the clutch disc is actually a 50 flathead, and then the throwout bearing, everything else is made for basically a 66 Mustang, and also the pressure plate and the flywheel and everything.
Okay, so what's the issue?
You'll feel it when you start it.
All right. So far, so good. That's a much easier clutch.
Yeah.
So what's this vibration?
It's your flywheel.
You gotta rev it? Oh.
Shaky.
So that's like the rotation of the engine that's not balanced, right?
Right.
Why is that?
So this engine is very likely internally blueprinted and balanced and everything, and the original flywheel that you came in here with is just basically sheet metal, a flex disc. There was no balancing going on because the engine itself is balanced. But now we got a flywheel on it that's supposed to be for a non-balanced engine. The flywheel itself is balanced.
Like a normal 66 289, okay.
So I think we can send that to a machine shop and they can balance it and make it where it's perfectly neutrally balanced. And if that doesn't work, they're still not happy, we can put the old stuff back on. It may just have to deal with what...
It may just want to be a total full crazy race car.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
It was worth a try.
It was worth a try. Maybe we'll get lucky with the flywheel, but yeah, this car may just want to stay race car, and I guess that's fine. So Magic Mike will put those underbody panels on, and then I'll get out of your hair or your beard.
Not yet. It's the holidays, and you owe me over $5 grand. You're not going anywhere. In fact, that's not coming off the lift until that's paid.
You're putting a lien on it?
Yeah, I'm putting mechanics lien on your Z06.
All right, we'll go pay. All right, well, let's start biggest to smallest, but they're all about the same.
Yeah, they are roughly within $100 or less of each other.
So this one's the 49 Cadillac.
Yeah, my printer's acting up. It's got a line in it, but it's the 49 Cadillac.
Leaks, getting my heater working, transmission leak, oil pan gasket. It was leaking a lot after I started driving it again. It had been sitting for a while. That's pretty normal. Mechanical fuel pump was leaking, so it was leaking fuel as well. It was leaking everything.
Yes.
Yep, and then the fuel tank working the cinder. So I set $1,849. Yeah, okay. And next,
The Bronco.
the Bronco, another $1,800 to do suspension work, and
Oil pan had to come down and do the gasket on that one.
ouch. And then the Mustang, which
Which needs more work now.
to be continued,
To be continued, yes.
unfortunately. Well, so what's the grand total?
560165.
You know, if I just stuck to one electric car, they'd be faster than any of the cars in there. If it blew up every 10 years, the battery, and I just threw it away, I'd probably save more money.
Possibly.
But sounds boring, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
Yeah, when somebody comes up with the LS swap of EV kits, you bet I'll be doing a few because it's so much simpler than putting up with a lot of that garbage. But this thing, well, it needs an oil change. It's actually 5 days past its oil change, and my wife, she drives this every day. She's been reminding me every single day to get the oil changed because she loves this thing so much. She thinks the car is going to explode if we go too much past this, so we are going to do it right now, and we are going to visit Johnny at the Car Ninja, who we haven't seen in a while because, remarkably, my BMWs haven't broke. So let's go. Car Ninja bought that Car Trek Ferrari from me. The very first Car Trek. Still running great. We're gonna put it on the alignment machine just so we don't have to mess with the suspension. Ninja! Hey! It's been a long time.
Long time. How are you?
Just fine. How's the Ferrari going?
Great.
It's worth about double than what I sold it to you for, but anyway. I'm glad you still have it.
Yes.
So, yeah, Bentley oil changes. Apparently they want $700-800 to do these.
It's a Volkswagen.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen. I don't see why. The filter was a little bit of a thing, right? There's that beautiful W12.
Yeah.
Over 600 horsepower. And a big old SUV. Perfect for my wife. Exactly what she needed.
Yeah.
Yep. So is it a dry sump? Because it takes a lot of oil.
No, it's not. No, it just goes straight to the engine. It takes about 11 quarts.
11 quarts for 6 liters. I mean, it is a W12, but it's not that big an engine.
They're copying from BMW because BMW uses a lot of oil. So
I mean, a deep sump. Okay.
it's huge, but yay big.
And the oil change intervals on these are every 10,000 miles or 1 year. We've hit it on time and not miles on this one so far, at least according to the computer. You like those snow tires?
That's what I'm looking at. They're weather cracked.
Yeah, I need to get tires for it soon. I figured since they're winter tires, we can drive them through the winter and then get new tires, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it only has 34,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, definitely needs tires.
Yeah, they're going on 5 years old. Yep, after winter, they'll do their job.
Perfect. So we're gonna take this one out and we're gonna expose the sump right here.
All right.
So the reason we're doing it here, so we don't have to mess with the
Right.
height. Yeah.
Turn off the suspension and all that stuff. Well, I'm already getting sticker shock over this filter here. $174.96. What is? Yeah, what is so special about this thing? It's...
Well, granted though, the shipping cost,
I suppose.
but retail they're $155.
Doesn't look like anything special to me. The Bentley tax.
Lots of screws.
Does it feel like a Bentley under here?
Volkswagen, actually.
Of course it does. Yeah, that's a little bit of a screw overkill, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Add that to the pile. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And down we go. Jiminy.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess they couldn't split it like in two pieces.
All right. Well, at least it's dry.
Yeah. Well, we still have to pull the plate. That's not your sump yet.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see why this is a little more expensive. There we go.
It's dry.
Okay, I can see why they wanted to protect all of this. So, what do we have here?
Motor mounts, the mighty filter,
Yeah.
and the sump right here.
Is this just for the oil level here? This.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So basically everything is Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Volkswagen.
Yeah, they don't even bother putting a Bentley logo on it. It's just Volkswagen Audi. Okay. Well, there's a lot of wires running here. Is this electric power steering? Probably.
Yeah, usually. Yes, it is.
All right.
Actually, no. This is your active sway bar.
Oh,
Yes.
still can't see turbos at all. It's all so packed tight in here.
Nope. They're. Cannot see them. They're
They're
hidden.
buried.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't look like there's...
Everything looks great.
Good. Well, it is low mileage.
Yeah.
But
It's clean, no rust.
yeah.
Suspension is great, no leaks. So
Where does it drain? Right here?
right there.
And then this is the filter?
Yes.
So it's not hard.
It's not hard at all. It's a Q7 pretty much underneath.
Don't tell my wife that.
Those intercoolers, they're massive, and you got two of them.
There's a big one.
Yes, and one on this side.
I guess they feed in through there.
Yep.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah. It sure does look like a lot of these oil leaks would be an engine out kind of scenario though. But for now it's dry. Ninja has noticed a little engineering snafu here.
So you might make a mess.
So they put this just kissing where the oil drains out. Like
Yeah.
they want to make a mess.
Yeah. So I'm thinking to put like a cardboard or something to divert it a little bit.
Or they could just make that disappear when they built the car.
Yeah.
But that's too hard.
German engineering, man. Got to love it. Yeah, it was going to make a mess.
Yeah. And then it'd be stuck. And then it'd be stuck in there and dripping onto the belly pan.
Yep. Will take more time to clean it than doing this.
So I shouldn't Jiffy Lube this thing.
I would hate you forever.
Well, it doesn't look too bad. A little dark.
It doesn't look bad at all, actually. Yeah, go ahead. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait till this one stop dripping because they're so sensitive. And if we put 11 quarts in it, it's just gonna read overfilled.
I see. And it's an electronic dipstick, so you can't really eyeball it anymore. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
So it's just a trickle, but there is something you can help me with while we wait on the trickle, actually.
Yeah. What's up?
One of the keys died. Left my wife stranded.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go take care of it.
The thing about them is they don't give a warning that the battery's low. It's a common Bentley thing where it will leave people stranded because it doesn't say, hey, fob low, change it. It just dies.
I see. So once it's dead, it's dead.
Why do you need that for the battery?
Oh, I'm just removing it.
Okay. I was gonna say, I don't think that's how you get the battery out. Looks pretty Volkswagen-y, huh?
Yes. It's right here.
Oh yeah,
There it is.
easy peasy. It's like a wristwatch repair episode, except it's a battery. Oh, we were delaying you.
Yes.
From Commerce, he needed the Alltel scan tool.
The other key's inside.
Oh, the shank?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good luck pulling this one out. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, it just pops, huh?
Kind of sort of have to have nails. Perfect.
Neat. Let's see if that works. It's alive again.
It's blinking.
Now let me test the remote start.
No.
See, I'm kidding. It doesn't have it. It doesn't have it. So that was the drain plug for the oil filter housing?
For the filter, yes.
Okay.
So you don't make a mess when you take it out.
But then looks like a special grab to undo it, huh?
Well, we can use a 3-jaw.
Okie doke. Doesn't look too nasty, huh?
Nope. Not at all. Looks really good, actually. Okay. Nice and clean.
You're not gonna put it back up yet, all the stuff?
Now we're gonna put the oil, start it up, make sure nothing is leaking, and we'll go from there.
Okay. You didn't get your Wheaties today?
It's just, it had this much oil before I started doing yours, and now it's right here, so
Oh.
you had all 11 quarts in there.
All right. Thirsty.
Yeah.
Just like my wife. So this one got Castrol if I follow the...
Yeah.
All right.
It's Crisco oil.
Crisco.
Yeah.
The cheap recycled stuff?
Yes.
Well, you're gonna have to make multiple trips, I assume, huh?
2. I love this. Doesn't make a mess.
All right, haul dry here, and then we have to
Right.
fight the computer a little bit to reset the light.
Yeah. Correcting your tire pressure.
Oh yes, since we're on the handy alignment machine.
Yeah. I love
Hook it up. So cool. And do we need a fancy Bentley computer to reset the oil change?
Nope, it's a Volkswagen, remember?
Okay. Yep, there we go, 10,365. So that is a little more involved of an oil change than, say, a normal Audi Volkswagen.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah, too many screws, you saw that. It's
Right.
just a pile of screws, but
11 quarts of oil,
Yes.
an expensive filter. So how much do you think you would charge for all of that? Ballpark. I know you haven't figured it up yet.
I haven't, but
Not $800.
no. I probably it's gonna be like 250 or something.
So there you go. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The wife will be very happy.
That's all that matters.